bread maker. I'm a bread maker. I'm a bread maker. I'm a bread maker. I'm a bread maker. We got that rap van rolling on them dubs. You can catch us later while we ballin' in the club. We them bread makers. We them bread makers.
Yo. Hey, man. It seems like the media will not let it go per the NFL to show that Shedeur Sanders does not belong in the league. But more after these messages.
Bread makers, we them bread makers, we them bread makers. Shots me in the club, spinning them ends, smelling like ginger man oil in my bins. Drop top down and I'm rolling two friends. Bread making everywhere, starting new trends. Look at baby girl, she looks so good. She say she want a hustler, represent the hood. Knots in my pocket make me say you can't touch me even if you dream that you could. I'm so fresh, yes I'm fly. I got that money, yeah, man, I'm the guy. Shutting me down, no, use a lie. Ginger man, top bread maker in the shot. We got the rap van rolling on them dubs. You can catch us later while we ballin' in the club. We them bread makers, we them bread makers, we them bread makers, we them bread makers. Shorty looking good, she got her hair done. She out with her friends and they wanna have fun. They want a bread maker, they want a bread maker, they want a.
Yo. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Y'all tell me, is it just me? Or is it a whole bunch of suckers trying to put Shedeur in his place? You got to let me know if this is true. Because from the way I look at it, the way I see it, is that they have a problem with a confident young man that so happens to be black. So I'm not pulling that card because I know how they always say, oh, well, they pulling that card. There it goes. No, you won't get that from me. But what you will get is an outright, in your face, saying, what is your problem? What is it that this young man has done to have infuriated all the hatred that is coming his way? Welcome to the Gingerbread Man Show. And this is STEADYSERV Sports ENT. And I am the Gingerbread Man. And listen, this is also an extension of Simply Ball Dropping Podcast with my main man, KEYSHA. What's up, KEYSHA? I appreciate you, man, for the platform. And I appreciate everything that you have done on this platform. Listen, y'all. This here, I'm at 2,347 subscribers. Wow. I thank you for what you've done. I thank you for what you do. And I thank you for what you will do. Hey, like and subscribe to the channel because I know that I got the gift that you would like to hear from me and what I have to say in my takes about what's going on in the world of sports. Listen, also be a member of this channel and get the perks that comes with being the channel. And you are the official bread maker. Yeah. Hey, man, back to the lecture at hand. We are talking about a young man that has done his best to be the most prominent piece on any team that you can put a quarterback in that place. He is an outstanding young man, had an outstanding career in football, and these people in the media are head dead in to prove that Shedeur Sanders does not belong in the NFL per the NFL and their people who've done interviews with him. It was a show that was on in the morning that come on ESPN that Ryan Clark was featured on, and he gave his take upsettingly disgusted with Shedeur Sanders, as if Shedeur Sanders had did something personal to Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark is the son of Buddy Ryan. You know I'm a Chicago Bear forever, and Buddy Ryan is a prominent figure here in Chicago. But Ryan Clark and others had something to say, also weighed in. Nick had something to say, and Acho had something to say about Shedeur. But Ryan Clark is just giving the warning to the young kid so that he can be able to weather through the streets of the NFL, and warning him that they're keyed in to see him fail. So, at the same time, what does Shedeur Sanders have to do? What is it that the Cleveland Browns want him to do? What is it that the ownership and the franchise of the Cleveland Browns want him to do? Because this young man is a prominent figure right here in the game of football. As we love to see a good quarterback do his thing and great wide receivers do their thing, that is the great game of football. And Shedeur Sanders, his track record speaks for itself. I'm going to break it down to y'all about Shedeur Sanders. Completions at Jackson State, 272, tied school record. Attempts, 344, school record. Completion percentage, 65%, school record. Passing yards, 3,231. Second in the conference, 3,752 in school history. Passing touchdowns, 30. Interceptions, 8. Awards, led the conference in completions percentage and completions, earned the SWAC Offensive POW honors, and led Jackson State to a celebration bowl appearance. Colorado, 2022 to 2023, 65%, second in CU history, 907 attempts, completion percentage, 71.3, gotten better. Passing yards, 7,364. Passing touchdowns, 64. Interceptions, 13. Awards, Johnny Unitas Award, top quarterback in college football, Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. This is who we talking about. And all of the hoopla is about how not good Shedeur Sanders is. They're drawing a narrative to make all of us think that Shedeur Sanders is not worthy. So this week kicked off with Rex Ryan, Buddy Ryan's son, who never won nothing in football and couldn't win it with the Jets. Absolutely stinked over there in the Jets organization. But Buddy, he had so much to say, and he was totally and appears to be disgusted with Shedeur Sanders. Here's a little something from Rex and what he said this week.
This kid talks, he runs his mouth like he said, I could be a starting quarterback with his arms crossed like this. Get your ass in the front row and study and do all that. If this kid
man, it's like, I mean, so the statement that he made was as if Shedeur Sanders doesn't sit in the front row, doesn't study, and walking around with his head up his butt. And Rex Ryan said that he got it from sources, sources that he believed are telling the truth about Shedeur, that the kid does not study, does not sit in the front row, is around just acting a total butthole. Well, Rex, if you think that that's what Shedeur did and does, I don't think that you are paying attention. I don't think that you really know what Shedeur does in practices. Like you said, you're giving these things from sources, and you don't state your source that Shedeur Sanders is not doing his due diligence to be a great quarterback. And I disagree with the approach that he made and he's done thus far. And it also is disheartening, I'm going to use some of those words, to say that Shedeur Sanders is running around like an arrogant a-hole, and that he put a narrative as if the young man is not destined to be a great quarterback. He put down a narrative that Shedeur Sanders is not legendary. Why do Rex Ryan have this thing going on, and why was he so upset doing this talk on the table at Shedeur Sanders? Who knows? But the plot will thicken. And then he also weighed in about how he should be embarrassed that he's not starting. He should be embarrassed that he's a third stringer. Well, Rex, he didn't put himself on the third string. The coach put him on the third string. Rex, he has no power on this franchise to move and do what he wants to do. as if he's some type of spoiled brat that's walking around, that's doing anything that he wants, and actually you're saying or implying he does nothing. Rex Ryan, I beg to differ with what you said about Shedeur and what you implying that the young man does not do his due diligence and he's not worthy to be in the NFL totally because of what you say is not good behavior. Well, it's been others that weighed in on the legendary Shedeur, like Acho and Nick. Ryan Clark gave his way of trying to help Shedeur because he knows that the media is gunning for him and he's trying to give him a heads up on just the perspective of things. So this is what Nick had to say.
Because he is risking entering the Tebow zone, because you are such a celebrity, that works against you professional. He was running a bit, doing 45 seconds of stand-up in the locker room as the third-string quarterback. Whether he should have been or not, he's a fifth-round pick. And I am not asking for the kid to be humbled. I hate that commentary. I am asking for him to recognize this works against him. And his dad, who everybody loves, myself included, Instagramming in response to this video, all these laughing emojis, writing, "Good one, son, you did that," is not helpful. Deion's got to recognize you could do this. Your son can't. Why? Because Deion's one of the greatest players in the history of the sport, and your son is not.
And then, of course, Acho weighs in.
Not believe that Shedeur Sanders 2 weeks ago went out there and said, based upon quarterback play, of course I could be starting. Rex Ryan wasn't saying go out there and mind your words. Rex Ryan was simply saying when you respond in an adult manner. I believe that Shedeur's response was immature. Shedeur's response was what we do when our significant other says, "Hey, can you give me a second?" And then we decide not to talk to them for the rest of the day to prove to them a point. When the mature response would be, "Hey, what you said hurt my feelings, and I'm going to vocalize that," as opposed to shutting down and not saying anything. I care enough about Shedeur to actually say, "Hey, I don't think that was a wise decision." I do not believe that Shedeur can serve two masters. Who are the two masters? I do not believe that Shedeur can serve the community and can serve the coaches. Because when he goes out there and does that whole mind thing, everybody's like, "Bruh, Shedeur, that was hilarious. Shedeur, that's jokes. Yo, you see Shedeur mind?" You think Jimmy Haslam, the owner of the Browns, who I know, you think Jimmy Haslam's like, "Shedeur, that was hilarious, bro." You think head coach, former coach of the year, Kevin Stefanski was like, "Bro, you see what Shedeur did? He mined this whole..." No, they didn't do that. They're sitting there like, "Oh, man, this kid again." And now, for those of y'all that are like, Rex Ryan told him not to say anything, so he's just not saying nothing. Y'all know better than that.
So Acho goes on to say a little bit more.
Shedeur Sanders 2 weeks ago went out there and said, based upon quarterback, or high, no decision maker in the National Football League is going to look at Shedeur's actions from today in the locker room and say, "I think more highly of you now than I did then." I love Deion. He knows that. I love the Sanders family. I hate this. I do not want to positively reinform something that is negatively impacting Shedeur. No decision maker in the National Football League is going to look at Shedeur's actions from today in the locker room and say, I think more highly of you now than I did then. Now, if you want to suggest, Acho, what was he supposed to do? Rex Ryan told him not to talk. Then say, hey, you know what? I'm just focused on ball. I'm just focused on getting better. Hey, what? I'm just focused on next week. I'm just focused on serving Dylan Gabriel and Joe Flacco until my number gets called. Just give coach speak. Just give quarterback speak. That's literally what Jalen Hurts does every single week. It's boring. Fans will hate it. People on Twitter will hate it. It won't get retweets. It won't get any attention, but it will help accelerate you starting on the football field. No decision.
Oh, boy, that's a lot. So he basically said, shut up and dribble. He basically said that Shedeur said should shut up and throw the ball. This is what he said. And let's hear from Ryan Clark, and then we're going to get into it.
The way, and I get that. I believe the way that Shedeur Sanders has been covered is unfair, right? And there are going to be some people on the other side that say some of the things that he's acquired, some of the partnerships, some of the money, some of the attention are things that aren't warranted for a third-string quarterback. Like, that's his lot in life. His lot in life is that he is Deion Sanders' son. His lot in life is that he did go to Colorado and change them and made them a freaking superstars and made people and celebs want to go to Colorado. He did that. He was a part of that. Now, this comes with it. When you hear anonymous sources coming out before the draft and saying things about you in meetings that can't be proven, that's because of who you are. There are a lot of people who love Shedeur Sanders and who support him and want to see him do well. And as many of those as it is, it's the people on the other side that don't. And what Shedeur Sanders has to understand, whether it's fair or not, I don't care if he Panamas. I don't care if he's funny. I don't care if he's charismatic. I don't care if he shows his personality. I want him to be him. I want him to be authentic. But he got to understand he's going to be criticized. And when he steps up to the mic and he does something like that, you got to know what it is. Like, was Rex harsh? Yes. Did Rex maybe go too hard? Maybe. But that's his opinion. He's entitled to that. So if you got a problem with people doing that, don't give them nothing. And if you give them something, then just accept it. Stand up, be accountable, and say, that's on me. I let him talk about me. But my thing is this. He's going to be interviewed. He's going to be talked to as long as he gives them something. If I know I'm in the media in Cleveland with a sorry team, it don't matter who I interview, but if I get him to say something, they're going to have to put my name on the bottom of the screen because I'm the one that asked him. He just got to understand that. It is unfair, Shedeur, the way you are criticized, the way you are treated, the way people break down everything that you do, but that is what it is for you. That's the reality, and you got to move forward knowing that.
So the thing is that Ryan Clark, in his own way, was trying to tell Shedeur, watch out for the snakes. Watch out for the venom that is spewed at you. Because it makes no sense at all for them to be chasing and running down a third-string quarterback. Once again, let's think about this, family. A third-string quarterback is being chased and ran around to get interviews for and from. Why is that? Because they already ultimately know that Shedeur Sanders is a professional football player and is a professional quarterback that can start on any team given and will do well. So you got this type of thing going on throughout the highways and byways of the NFL, and the NFL, you know, just sits there and laugh and smirk of what they did during the draft time when it came to him being the 5th round, 144th pick in it. Shedeur Sanders, I'm praying for you, champ. Shedeur Sanders, I know that you're going to get your opportunity, but when you get your opportunity, make sure that you make them all eat crow. Make sure that you do your very best, and that's all we want to see. We want to see you be legendary. We want to see you do your very best, and however many the chips fall, and it plays out that way. But Shedeur, just know on this channel here, we got your back. And we're going to always come for the betterment of what we would like to see you as fans. The Cleveland Browns have not been good since 1964. Think about that. Jim Brown. And they got a problem with a quarterback. They got a problem with Shedeur Sanders getting the opportunity that he deserves, because basically that's what it is. So I leave as I came, but first, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Tell me what you think Shedeur should do. Let me know if it's something different that he should be going about things. Yes, can things be better? But if it was a perfect world, everything would be perfect. There's called the human element, and we all have it. Shout out to Simply Ball Dropping Podcast with my main man, KEYSHA. Shout out to the Full Court Trio. Tune in to the Full Court Trio with me, KEYSHA, and KEYSHA from Cut That Ish Real Talk. My player also is on the Players Club with me. And I am loving to take on this challenge and bring it over to the Players Club along with Sister KEYSHA. That's right. Court Vision with So Pretty Tony and my main man, Duvall. Come and hear us. Come listen. See what we have to say as a group. But as always, tell a friend to tell a friend. And please, like, share, and subscribe. But as always, I leave as I came with another banger.
We got that rap van rolling on them dubs. You can catch us later while we ballin' in the club. We them bread makers, we them bread makers, we them bread